so you know how we grow strawberries. And it's so wonderful as we watch them throw their strawberries and their flowers. But what do you do when you have all these runners? They're coming all over the plant and they're growing, but you want extra plants and you really don't have any place to stick them. I'm going to show you today how you can do this 1, 2, 3, and you won't even have to think about it. And once you find out how to do it, you're going to go, oh my gosh, I should have been doing this for years. I'm going to have 1,000 more strawberry plants now. Let's get right into that. So many of you try to take the runners and, because they're long, and push them into the soil or put them in another flower pot you sit by. I'll tell you something, that can be a pain sometimes. You have to get the pot sitting right, and if it pops out, it won't root. And, well, there's so many different methods. I mean, years ago, I used to use foil, which worked fantastic. Wrap it around. I can show you the old video I did 5 years ago. But I have a method now that is 1, 2, 3, no monkeying around at all, and you can get as many strawberries growing as you can. Let me show you the old footage, and we'll come right back, and I'll show you exactly how I'm doing all my strawberries
this time I
now.
grew some others, and the other ones have runners. The Seascape don't. They multiply differently. Let me trim this off and show you, because the runners didn't have any roots. So I took some foil, and look at that. I wrapped foil around there, and I opened it up this morning. Look at all the roots. I took a piece of foil, just plain old foil. I put a bunch of wood chips in here, wet wood chips, and I wrapped it, and now I have a new baby plant. So I'm going to do this with all my strawberries. You could do it all different ways, but a little piece of foil, it worked for me. Look at the roots on that. It's been, just about, I would say about 2 weeks. So I have a new plant.
So let's go sit down and let me show you how I'm doing it now, because frankly, that's just too much work. And I did this one with the new method. So we're in from the garden. This is going to be so easy. You're going to wonder why you didn't always do it. So you want to pick the strawberry plants. You can leave a little bit of the stem, or you can trim a little bit more off. So let's say we've got this one, and you can use really, really small ones. This one, this is good. This has got this runner. We really don't need that. So we're going to take that off. Anything it doesn't need, just put somewhere else. This is a little one, that's okay. That is a little one, that's okay too. I'm going to get them all piled in here. Try all of them, because even the tiniest ones root a lot of times. Okay, let's see, that's a little tiny, but we'll go ahead and do that anyways. And this one, it's got a lot of stuff it doesn't need on it. If it doesn't need some of the leaves, take them off. You can see they don't need them. And if they've got strawberries starting, take them off. They're not going to grow anyways. They're just pulling from the plant. And that's it. Now what you do, that's just the leaf, is I use a tin can because it's shallow and it holds them up nice. You can use anything. If you're only doing a couple, you can stick them in a shot glass, a really shallow pan. You don't want to submerge everything in water, because I'll show you what we're doing. Now you put the base of the plant down on the bottom of the can. So you just pile them in there, even the tiny ones, don't worry about it. And what I do is I sit them on my windowsill so I can keep an eye on them. So every 2 days I kind of dump the water out and put fresh water in there. Okay, now you just want to make sure they're submerged in water. So you're going to put about that much water. You could use kitty litter or sand on the bottom, or soil, but the problem is I like keeping the water fresh, so I kind of dump it in the sink. I just hold on to it, I dump it, and then I add in fresh. Now this is the ones I did about a week ago. See the roots? It's got all new roots there. Even this teeny one has got all new roots. And as soon as they start to root, that's the time you want to plant them. And I'll show you real quick. Like this one is just starting some roots here. Like I said, even the smallest ones will root. And this one's just starting in there. And there's roots. Look at this tiny plant, little roots there. And here's one super tiny and starting some roots. What you would do is you want to take some sort of flower pot. I don't want these to dry out. That needs a bigger one. So let's take a small one. Let's see. Let's go with this tiny, tiny one. And what you're going to do, and you can use any size flower pot you want, is you want to get that base and the roots pushed in the soil, roots in the soil, and then cover the roots back. Now, you know how I do my tomato cuttings? When I plant them, I submerge them in water in the beginning. So you're going to want to put them in something, a tray, it depends on how many you're doing, and sit it in water for about 2 or 3 days. Once you see all the new growth starting, then you know it's taken hold and you've got a whole new plant. You can do it in the tray. You don't have to do one at a time. But that's how you do these. Like this one can go, of course. So all these have roots. Years ago, I used to grow a lot of seascape, and that's a type of strawberry that's wonderful. They don't have runners. They actually divide. Normally they divide if you get a true one, and then you can break them apart at the end of the season, you know, in the winter, and make more plants. But basically most of your strawberries have runners, and the runners, this is how you would do it. The dividing ones you would just divide. So this is fantastic, and you'll have all the strawberries you want. The reason I don't have them is every time I bought seascapes the past 2-3 years, they weren't seascapes. There was something else. I mean, how do you know? You get bare root, they all look the same, and unfortunately, I bought some of them online and they were not what they told me. Quite a few of them weren't. So I ended up with tons of runners now. But they just root fantastically, and this has worked great for me. This way I can cut them off when they're real small. Just make sure the base stays in water, and you have a new strawberry plant. So I hope I've given you some ideas on how to grow strawberries the easy way. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. You'll have so many, you'll be giving them to friends. Bye-bye. Mira, what do you need? Oh. Mira, what do you need? Oh, come here. We're gonna have to find you something. Somebody's hand fed you.